Hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? How do I sound? My wife says I sound good. Hey Scott, Astral Tech, Brandy, Valley Fish, sound good? Good, good. Paula Noakes, sounds good. So I don't really do live streams that much, and I was just seeing Viola, how you doing? Wow. Fishymon 64, hi. Thanks for stopping by. So I get up this morning and I'm looking at Facebook, and I got those memory things that pop up, and it said 1 year ago today, and I made some post about launching my website. It's like, oh my gosh, it's been exactly a year, and that was when I did my last live stream. Aquatic Ness, hi. How you doing? I just wanted to thank everybody. 3,000 subscribers. That's wild. The website has kept me busier than I want to be at times. That's really cool though. Appreciate everyone. Venoksky Fish Koto. Hi guys. Just kind of take it slow a little bit, let some people roll in. I don't know how many people show up. I don't ever do live streams, and this is probably too early to be doing one. Oh, Paula, did I miss you? My wife says I didn't say hi to Paula. Paula Noakes, sorry, I didn't see that one. Yeah, this is the 75-gallon red shrimp tank. So, I put 3,000 subscribers, and when I started this, last I looked, it was 2,998, so maybe we'll actually hit 3,000 during this stream. I want to do it tonight because this is when I could do it. New local Austin, hello, hello, first time. Well, we're glad to have you. Oh yeah, this is my 75-gallon red shrimp tank I just recently redone. And I threw out an algae wafer so y'all could watch this. And, let's see. Oh, hit the wrong button. Like I said, I don't do these very often. So, I am not good at them. It took me several tries just to do a test run and get it to work at all today. So, it's kind of a miracle it's working first try tonight. So, what's everyone up to? Like I said, just celebrating 3,000 subscribers. That's the only time I ever do these anymore, is when something big is happening. Oh. Yeah, it's been a very crazy year. That's for sure. Thank you, Viola. Heck, you've been around since there's probably 150, I think. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm not growing fast overnight. I've been doing this 5 years, I think now, and I'm just now hitting 3,000 subscribers. Everything's still sounding good. I'm getting weird beeps in my headphones, so I'm not sure. Trapping problem. Yeah, Valley Fish Jeff was just telling me how he got some Plecos. What did he do, swim into a corner or a rock or something and couldn't get out? Got themselves stuck. Yeah, it'll be 5 years since I started making videos about fish tanks all the time. So that's crazy. It's been a wild year. This spring I had a lot of health problems, and I was really busy with the website, and I was working 60 hours a week, and I was working 5 hours away, and it was a rough spring. Well, anyway, turned out I had diabetes type 2, eating bad all these years, and then I got my act together with, I started going blind. Yeah. So that's what's been up with me since my last live stream. I talked about some of my videos not feeling real good or having some health problems. That's what it was. But now I'm on meds and eating like I'm supposed to, and I've lost 70 pounds since April. That's crazy too. It's been a wild year for sure. For sure. Got lots of shrimp. I feel like I've gotten a lot better shrimp just in the last year. Oh, your husband has diabetes. Yeah, that's... Hi, Tommy from West Virginia. Yeah, diabetes is no fun. I think I'd probably had it for 3 or 4 years, and eventually it started messing with my vision, and that's when I decided to go to the doctor and do what I'm supposed to do. Time to be healthy. I'm getting old. So, anyone got questions about shrimp and plants or anything like that? No, when I started eating, when I got myself under control and got on the medication, eating better, my vision come back. So yeah. Actually, I was on... Oh, sweet. There's Corey. Yeah, Corey Ruiz. I remember your order. Hope they're... Yes, I assume they're doing real good for you. Yeah. It's... I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I mean, my problem was eating really, really bad. So, that's awesome, Corey. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Trying to breed lots and lots of blue jellies. I can't keep enough of those going. What's the best selling shrimp? Well, as far as number of shrimp go, the Skittles. I sell more Skittles packs than anything. And then the blue jellies are right there. Then I think it's the green jades are next. When you first go to the website, markshellyaquatics.com, it's listed most popular to least popular items sold. So the first item is the most popular, second item is the second most popular. That's how the software defaults to have your sales listing. Type 2 for 10 years, 2 years on meds, lost 40 pounds on diet, now no meds. Yeah, thank you. I think the snowballs are pretty when, yeah. You want to see something? I think I can unplug my phone. I don't want to get too far. You're going to see a bunch of snowballs. Let's see. There we go. These guys are doing really good. I think that'd be a lot of them. You don't have, Tommy, you don't have any luck with shrimp. What kind of shrimp have you tried keeping? Just Neocaridina, like cherry shrimp and stuff? Or have you tried, because a lot of people will get like Caridina shrimp, like crystal reds and crystal blacks and bee shrimp. and they don't know better. There's a lot of people that newbies. Ghost shrimp and cherry shrimp. I couldn't get ghost shrimp before I even knew what a cherry shrimp was. Before cherry shrimp was even in my vocabulary, I had ghost shrimp, and I couldn't keep them alive either in my planted tanks years ago. Yeah, he'll be making a lot of snowballs when the bad weather comes in a few days. I hope that misses us. Do you have Plecos in most of your tanks? I think I have Plecos in all my tanks. Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple of these 20 highs that don't. I like them, and I don't really like them when they breed so much anymore because they're big and nasty and make a mess. But they keep the glass clean, and they're shrimp safe, so they keep the tank looking good, and they help with leftover food. That's why I have them in all my tanks, because I don't like scraping algae off the glass. Some of my new tanks that don't, they'll get covered in algae and diatom algae when they're new and they're getting established. And that's good when you're first starting it, but then when the shrimp start breeding and the tank starts going, that's when I put in a Pleco to keep the glass clean. Corey, you mean Plecos? I'll be selling those in the spring. I don't like to ship guppies or Plecos until lows are reliably above 45. Plecos are pretty tough though. They can handle some cold. I think they handle the cold better than guppies do. But so that's depending on the weather and how things are going. What's up, Scott Collins? How you doing, bud? This guy gets a lot of moss off me. Are they bristle noses, Viola? All my bristle noses, even little babies, you can throw just one little baby in a 20 gallon and they'll get the glass clean. I know sometimes if you're talking about common Plecos, those can be lazy, sitting around not doing nothing. Hey, Scott, you was getting at the grow when you was doing ferts. This moss, it likes super, super hard water. It likes all the minerals and nutrients. I'm going to start a tank with crystal reds. Any tips? I do not have any tips. Sorry. For crystal reds, those are Caridina. And right now, all I keep is Neocaridina. I could kind of tell you what other people say, but I've never actually done it. I don't like to just pass out information from what I've read from other people doing. I like to talk about the stuff that I actually know. So if you have any, what do you need to know about crystal reds? I know you need 0 kH, and let's see, you want your TDS to be around what, or your GH to be around, I think it's 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3. I have cherries, blues, yellow, and orange. When I take the next step, but yeah, I got lots and lots of Neos, but I don't have any Caridina, and that's because, for one, I work out of town. I'm not home half the time, and I got to keep all my tanks easy because when I'm gone, my wife takes care of everything and stuff like that. I can do it. I could probably do it. I just don't have RO. I'm not set up for all that. I got 5 people living in this house, and this is a busy, busy place. And I got to keep it simple so that if something happens while I'm gone, all I got to do is hook up the Python, fill the tank up, and take the water out, fill it back up with the water, and put in some safe, and in case something happens. Because some things have happened, and I've video chatted things with my wife while I'm sitting in a hotel room. So I got to keep things easy. She does a lot to help. Let's see. Ah, there's the big boom. We have this thing going on in my town. Every night around a 6:15, some idiot lets off a big firework and they travel all over the town so they don't get caught. Last night they did it right. It had to have been just a block from my house because it shook the whole house. This time must have been on the other side of town because it's just a faint boom in the distance. It even made the next big town over. It made the paper. There's all kinds of people up in arms over it. It's really stressful for us because one of our dogs freaks out real bad over it. A mano shrimp. I never had a mono shrimp either. Yeah, people are crazy. This has been... So every morning we have to drag the one dog out. The one dog don't even phase her. She don't even look up when it happens. But then the other dog hides and won't go outside and pees on the floor, poops on the floor because she won't go outside, and gets scared and shakes till she pukes. So that's been stressing us out. Yeah, last night it was real bad. So I'm still getting alerts on my phone when I'm doing a live stream. That's interesting. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, people are crazy, that's for sure. I know Scott over there, he's getting ready to do a big move. Yeah, I fed him. They're, let's see, oh yeah. They are getting an algae wafer. I did. That's the only time I put out algae wafers is to make videos. Or to call when I need to catch them all out. But this is where all the orders get shipped. That is my shipping mess right there. Let's see. That's all my shipping and packing mess. Let's see, we can take a look at some tanks. Let's see, I don't have any of the other ones baited out, so this is just what the tanks look like without them all gathered out. Snowballs again. Blue Dreams. Let's go over here. Blue Jellies. They're all up in the moss tonight. Look at that. Got the oranges. Oh, I see a bunch of coal, or a bunch of malts. A bunch of fresh malts in there. Oh, Viola says, oh, yeah, be ordering some shrimp. Yeah. I got plenty. But this cold weather, it's been slow, and I have some orders. It's been almost like 3 weeks waiting on some of these orders to go out just because it's too dang cold. But usually, Viola, there's no problem shipping shrimp as long as your lows don't get into the teens. So as long as you stay above 20, for low. Usually there's no problems unless there's some kind of a holdup in the shipping. Unless there's some kind of shipping issue, then usually that's fine. Let's see. Oh, the guppies, they just gotta. I'm doing another round of fenbendazole on the guppies. And I finally have it under control. I finally feel like the guppies are doing good. The fenbendazole was what I needed. Look at them. There's Meow Meow. Oh. I'm fading in and out. Like the sound quality's getting bad. I do have this wireless headset on that I just had it plugged in for what's next on my bucket list? I tell you what. Hey Terry, how you doing? I would say it's probably a shrimp, cardinal shrimp, the red cardinal shrimp. They even have blue cardinal shrimp. Scott Collins, hello. Hello, saying, oh, gotcha. Yeah. But as far as fish, I don't know. I've been getting an itch to want to do a cichlid tank again. Yeah. I guess there was a couple, we had a 3-day string last week, early last week, where I could send out some of the orders that were going south, like they were going to Texas and California, stuff like that, but in Florida, I think. But I haven't sent any out since then, and some of these orders, this one lady, I think Paula's order's been sitting, she's been waiting for, yeah, there's a whole, I think she's been waiting for 3 weeks because it's always cold where she's at, and it's cold where I'm at. And it looked like we had a window next week. I'm not sure now because everyone's going to get bombed with snow. So I'm hoping it misses most of the country. I'm hoping. Yeah, it looks empty. There's a, well, they're not all right there. That pleco of yours, that long fin albino in here, Jeff. I had everything all set up, and then he come along and moved the algae wafer, so then the shrimp were all out of frame, and I had to refigure up the camera. Yeah, it's wide open spaces now. Just a lot of shrimp. Yeah, there's a lot of the old timers. All these, you guys have been around forever. I thought there might be a bunch of people in here with the new, all the new subs I've been getting here lately. So yeah, get some time off work and get stuff looking good and have some time to I wouldn't call editing videos. Yeah, 40 degrees is going to feel like I'll be outside in my shorts and t-shirt after what we've been going through. Yeah, 7 degrees this afternoon. I woke up to -4. They were saying the low was 9. So when it starts getting below 0, we always run the faucets, so your water lines don't freeze. And it's supposed to be 9. I didn't even think of it. I woke up to -4. So luckily, nothing froze. I was looking at the lows. It said the low was 9. And then I wake up to -4. I was like, what the heck? My wife had to get up and take my daughter to a school function. She's been gone all day. She got to leave here in a little bit and go pick her up from the school. My youngest daughter. Yeah, the kids even missed a day of school this week because it was so cold. It's like, I think if the wind chill gets below -20, then they either delay or cancel school. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, Paul. This time of year is horrible. 14 here, only got 4 inches. Yeah, I'm sure glad I'm not in Boston or Maine right now. That looks like it would be not good. Yeah, right now we have more snow than we've had all season. We got about 1 inch all the way up in Indiana. We haven't even had 2 or 3 inches of snow this year. Yeah, there's the males are flying around. We had a bunch of molting. The same thing is going on in the Green Jade 75. And there's just a little bit. I just reset this tank. There's a little moss there. The moss will take over eventually, trust me. But I wanted to get this as wide open as I could to look at the shrimp. So it used to be all my tanks were trying to make it look good, and worrying about the shrimp was important, but now everything's about the shrimp anymore. Gotta keep it cleared out so I can catch out the bad ones. But yeah, Jeff, all them little ones shooting around, those are all males trying to find a girlfriend because they all were molting. So that means all the females are sending out their hormones. And all the boys go swimming around looking for them. Yeah, I got more moss growing on the filter intakes than I do in the tank. That's just from strands getting blown around in the tank, mostly from when I was resetting it. The strands are getting blown around in the tank, and then they attach to the intake sponges. And with that being real close to the light, and there's always a great big mat of moss over time that attaches to the filters right there. And when I let that go for months at a time, it just turns into a thick wall of moss that attaches itself, and I end up having to rip it all out because it ends up shading all the plants over here underneath it, and they all die. Yeah, what to come in the new year. I really like how I've set up these 20 longs I've got going now. And they're more or less just to make... Oh yeah, my kid does online, so it's always in school. Yeah, that's what they did. Because what was it? They was out of school for COVID. They had a real high COVID spike. So they closed this. They did e-learning. That's what my kids call it. They did e-learning for a few. And then the day they were supposed to go back, it was the day it was -20 some wind chill, and they canceled school for that. So they did e-learning again. So yeah, they never just get a snow day anymore. Like They used to. My kids got to do that too. What's my favorite filter? Belly fish? Well, I don't know. I like them all. Clearly I like hang-on backs. And with sponges, that's probably my favorite combination. Hang on back with a sponge on the intake. And not just an intake sponge, a great big sponge filter like that on the intake. So then you get the benefits of a sponge, and you got hundreds of gallons go through that. Then I got custom media all stuffed into hang-on backs. And I've never had a canister filter, but I can't imagine I'd even want one, because I can make a DIY canister filter for pennies on the dollar for what they charge them. I mean, that's pretty much what I've made in my pond. It's just an in tank, 5 gallons, a bucket with a pump that you throw in foam in, pretty much. Yeah, regular sponge. Yeah, I like in most of my tanks. I have the 2 sponge filters DIY on a PVC pipe. Drill a whole bunch of holes in the PVC pipe, slide the 2 sponge filters over it, and then put a power head at the top. Yeah, thank you, Terry. Hey, Digger Jones, it's Dave. Yeah, all your comments. Love the video, nice video. It's Dave. Do you still have goldfish outside? Asked Viola. No. What happened out there is when I had my old job, I was actually home every day, thank God. And I was running a heater, and that's how I kept it from completely icing over. I'd run a 1500 watt heater in the filter there all winter long, and that would keep it. Usually, I wanted to keep it where I could feed them. And with goldfish, you can feed them like the wheat germ food all the way down to 50. So I tried to keep it in the 50s when it was super, super cold. I mean, when it's doing this brutal cold stuff, it'd get down to like 47, 48 with that. But I go out to leave for work one morning, and the pond's almost empty, and there's water spraying 30 feet in the air. The hose broke, so I put the goldfish were fine. They survived that. We got more water in it, and they were fine. And then I never redid the plumbing because I was working from home. I was working for myself when I set all that up, and it wasn't ideal. It took a lot of maintenance to keep up with. There's always intakes getting clogged and leaves, and I was always out there every day messing with it. And it was done on a shoestring budget back then. Floating heater just to keep the air exchange going. Yeah. I've had them. I kept goldfish outside for years and years, and there's a lot of years where I didn't even have anything out there. They just survived. Of course, I had a 4.5 my pond here, and then that pond outside, that little pond I showed on my other video the other day, it has like a 4.5 foot deep section in it, so they can get plenty deep enough to survive the cold. Yeah, if they can. But I always tried to keep a hole in the ice. Yeah, floating heater. I've got those. I had that big gravel filter out there that filled with water, and then it spilled out over the stream, and I just put that 1500 watt heater right there in front of where the outflow was out of that big gravel filter. Steven, Truth Seeker, hello, glad to see you. Taking a while. I realized this was probably a little earlier than ideal time, so it's a little slow, but we're hanging out. And I'm trying to think of stuff to say. Yeah. So what all do you guys have going on? And you can ask me anything you want. Tell me what you got going on this week. I've been, like I said earlier, for you guys just joined, I was thinking about doing this. I knew 3,000 subscribers was coming up soon. And when I started this, like I said earlier, it was 2,998 is what my exact number was. Does anybody have problems with coarse sponges letting baby shrimp get in and caught under the hang-on back bucket on Aqua Clear? Hello, Skipper's Aquarium. Working overtime this week, that's no good, but yuck. I'm not working at all. I'm still waiting to get called back to work. At first I was calling them every week, checking out. Now it's like, yeah, another week off. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm getting caught up. Whatever. I'm not even worried about it no more. I've only got one tank set up. Small barbs, live bears, quarry cats, and bristle nose. What kind of live bears do you have, Steven? Oh, that's my wife. That's Brandy. She's the wife. Yeah, her dad's had some health problems this year. It's not been that. Yeah, this is a good time of year to have off with my job. I work outside all year round, and I'm not really too upset about it. The unemployment's taking a while to come through, but it'll be here eventually. 2 foot of snow. Are you up in this big snowstorm up in the Boston, New England area? Digger? Yeah, we was talking about that earlier. Happened to watch this storm for when I ship. He was talking about the coarse sponge and shrimp getting in there. I have Long Island. I think they're getting a little bit worse up north there. I haven't looked at it since earlier this afternoon. Well, that's the thing. That's how it works. Some places get way, way warmer, and some places get way, way colder. I know. Heck, it was 64 degrees on Christmas Eve this year, and that's crazy. 16 in Pennsylvania. Let's see. My phone says it is. What is it, Brandy? It did warm up some, but it was -4 this morning. 21. We warmed all the way up to 21 today. Black chin live bears and Gambosia. I had a video. I didn't put it on YouTube, I don't think, but I showed Jeff Valley Fish. Now, where I live at in Indiana, the Gambosia, the mosquito fish, they don't live year-round. They can't live through the winter. But this summer, I was working down in deep, like in the Evansville area, way, way down there, all the way on the Ohio River, and they do live down there. When I get water out of creeks, I spray. I suck water out of creeks, and every once in a while I get one of those in my bucket. But I had to walk out in the middle of this great big field. I mean, I was a mile from the closest road, and I couldn't drive my side-by-side out there because it was crops. I had to put on a backpack and walk all the way out there to do my work. And there's this great big pond out there with millions. You walk up on the bank and you'd scare them, and they'd get freaked out. There's so many of them. Some of them would land up on the mud, and I'd pick up and I was picking them up and tossing them back in the water. It was probably like a 1 or 2 acre pond, maybe 2 or 3 acre pond out in the middle of a field where like a ditch line drained into. That's what it was. Where a ditch line drained into in the middle of a field. And there was thousands, there might have been 1 million of them little gambosia out there. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I think I accidentally deleted it. I just have to make a video out of it because it was really awesome. You're all the way up to 50 in Omaha? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I bet it's going to get real cold. 39 in Alabama. It's cold everywhere. Like usually when I'm shipping to Alabama. Yeah, what was your low, Scott? You're probably still alright to get stuff on your end as far as shrimp and stuff go, I imagine. Oh yeah. Digger Jones is going to be. We is going to be in the 50s and rain, flipping out for flooding. Yeah. Well, I think you live. Let's see. You live up in northern Ohio, I think, right? Yeah. $28 was the low. Yeah, I wish it was 28 for a low here. I know, with these brutal cold days. Hey, Scott's Aquatics. When I see Scott Collins and Scott's Aquatics, sometimes I get you guys mixed up in chats and on comments on the YouTube videos. It's like, yeah. Oh yeah, that's Scott. Yeah, it's. I went to let out the dogs the other day and it was like 14. I thought, hey, this don't feel too bad because when it's below zero, it hurts just to even go outside to let the dogs out. And 14, say, yeah, this sucks, but I can handle it. When you start getting single digits and below zero, your face immediately starts hurting. It's when you cross the threshold of the snot in your nose freezing with every breath you take. That's when you know it's too cold. And I sit and wonder, why do I live somewhere where it hurts to be outside? The air literally hurts my skin. Why do I do this? I hate it. So, the dogs don't like the freezing temperature. No. They act like, one dog acts like she's afraid of it. She's afraid of everything. And then Zoe, she loves it until it gets real cold. And then it hurts her feet. She gets ice stuck between her toes. And she just sits out there in the middle of the snow until you go out there and pick her up and carry her in sometimes. Like, come on, I got sandals on. You're going to make me get my boots on? Swordtails, yeah. Are they the, I know when I was a kid it was always the red swordtails that are actually, I think, half platies. Or you're talking like the green swordtails? But you're, hey, Green Ghost, how you doing, man? Yeah, Northern Ohio. I think we talked about it before, yeah. Like somewhere by Toledo or something. I think I was up for work in Tiffin a couple years back. That's the closest I've been that way for work in a long time. Oh yeah, Steven, you're on the other side of the big pond. Mostly mild to cold here in England. Yeah. That's usually what we have been. But here the last 3 weeks, it's been horrible. Horrible cold. Of course, that's because it was so warm up until that point. And now we're getting a dose of, I think, the last 2 days is only 2 days we've been below zero in a couple years. Pineapple wagtail. Ah, that's a kind I never even heard of before. Damp and cloudy, yeah. You get rain all the time. Where are you at, Green Ghost? I don't. Yeah. Earlier I was just talking about how last night it said the low was going to be 9 and it got down to -4. And usually when we get down that cold, I'll leave the water dripping. Oh, Southern Illinois, man. I didn't go into Illinois, but I was working right there on the state line, like New Harmony, Indiana. I worked there a couple years ago. Oh, was it same storm that froze Texas? Yeah. I can't remember how cold it got here for that. I don't think it was cold, but I don't think it got super cold. I don't remember. I don't remember it being that cold for a couple years, though. I like to be posh. Yeah. Yeah, that Texas stuff was crazy last year. It was like, what, 12 degrees in Houston or something? And they don't usually get below 50, I don't think. Really? Tiger antlers and fire reds. I don't even have the tiger antlers anymore. I don't even have the tiger antlers anymore. I put them all in my guppy pond to make room for another shrimp tank, believe it or not. Now, there's still lots and lots of the tiger antler genetics in there, and there's still a lot of fish in there that look like them. Those fire reds, how many you got now? What size tank do you keep those fire reds in? Do your red shrimp have the stripe on the back? Some of them do. Not all of them. Oh, you got a bunch of platies and swordtails. I'm pretty sure those will hybridize. Do you think? I keep shrimp in my Plecos tanks, but my Plecos like it warm. 83. Is that too hot for shrimp? It's less than ideal, but I think they'll be all right. My shrimp really don't like it though when you start getting above 82. My shrimp don't like it, but they can. I hear about people keeping them outside when in the 90s, and they're outside little containers of water, and the water will be like 94, and they're doing fine. So I don't know. They're probably not doing fine, but they're surviving. I know. I see breeding slow down when it starts getting above 82, 80, 82, and they're with the tiger antler, so they're okay. Gotcha. They're not getting too crazy. Yeah, the antlers, the big female antlers will for sure eat baby shrimp. What TDS is the indoor pond run at? All my tanks are just tap water, and out of the tap, it's usually around 250 to 270, and most of the tanks are 280 to 300. So, yeah, they'll survive at 83, but they won't do their best. They'll be all right, but if your main focus is on your plecos, and the shrimp are just a fun thing to have, then that's all right. They'll survive. They're not. It's just one little thing slowing them down. I mean, on a list of others, if they're surviving in 83, like a lot of times when they're kept that warm, you'll always see buried ones, but then the fry will have trouble surviving because they're growing so. I think they grow so fast they have trouble. Every time a shrimp molts, it's a risk, and the faster they're growing, the faster they're molting, the faster their life cycle's going. I think the more things that can go wrong. And so you end up having issues like that. TDS out of the tap is 30 to 40. Wow. You about have, do you have any KH in that? Or do you now? Oh, yeah. Keep them for excess food. I've thought about doing that, getting some cichlids to throw in the pond, and I'm sure they'd be real happy for a while with all those guppies in there. Not much KH at all. My stuff's like KH. It depends. Last time I tested it was like KH was like 12, and GH was around 20. So you'd think a lot of people, KH and GH that high, you'd think they'd be dealing with like 800 TDS, but my TDS is right. It's not too ridiculous. Like I said, out of the taps, 250 to 270, and then in my tanks it's about 280 to 300. Yeah, my pH is like 8.6, 8.5, 8.6. So that goes to show you they don't need perfect. They just need the same. It's when you start changing it on them. And I don't run into problems because they can adapt to softer water better than they can adapt to harder water. So that's a good thing since I sell so many. pH 6.8. Yeah. Are you in the mountains or the hills and there in Virginia? A lot of those have real soft water. My water, I have city water, but it's a municipal well. Our water table, this town where I live at, is a drained swamp. So, I could dig myself up. You hit water like 12 to 18 feet down where I live, because it's just a drained swamp to farm. This was all a great big flat swamp naturally, and they put this man-made creek going through the middle of town. When we have floods, it's bad. Like looking at the maps, my front yard would be the very edge of a once in a 500 year flood. So I don't know if I have anything to worry about, but even a 1 in 500 year flood wouldn't get in there. But we had a 1 in 100 year flood. Oh, probably like 5-6 years ago, and it destroyed half the town. Man, not half the town, but there's a big area that got a lot of water in it because the water table's so low. And of course, it's Indiana. Yeah, Pleco water, soft water is good for plecos. That's why I think these bristlenose plecos, they breed despite what I'm doing for them. I think if you have perfect water conditions for them, it's non-stop baby factory. I want to get panda guppies in a separate. Pandas are awesome. I love pandas. Panda guppies are a lot of fun. I have my 29. I've kept them pure, but my 40, I mixed in, because these are blue pandas, the ones I have. I mixed in the blue midnight Moscows. So just to get a little bit of, they get a little bit more flair to them, a little bit. Of course, some of them look like purple Moscows. Then you got little panda-looking guppies with little bits of color on their, like yellow, little bits of yellow. So I have to get those out. I think eventually it'll be good for their genetics. That's what I do with my panda guppies. So, sound and everything looking good for everyone? Hello, Pet Exotics. Let's see here. This tank right here behind me is the 29-gallon panda tank. Sound is fine. Hello, Pet Exotics. What are you up to this afternoon, this fine evening? I can't believe when I'm running this app on my phone, I still get alerts in these. Have you guys heard any of my alerts go doo-doo? It's loud as heck in these headphones, and I know this microphone's really sensitive. I'm surprised it's not picking it up. It might be. Then my phone's been doing weird things when I get alerts. Like I know when I'm driving, I'm always... Okay, that's good, that's good. I know when I'm driving, I'll be jamming out, going down the highway, and then my alert will go off, and then it'll turn my sound all the way down. And then it won't work again until I get another alert. Then the sound comes back on and starts working again. It's pretty annoying. So I'm afraid it's messing it up with this Bluetooth headset and mic. What's your website? It is markshellyaquatics.com. Mark Shelley Aquatics. Hey, Brandy, will you type the link in the chat, please? Yeah. Yep. That is it. That's the link. So, yeah. Hello. I don't know Russian or whatever language that might be, but hello. You have a good night too, Terry. Don't work too hard tomorrow. Yeah, working on a Sunday. Well. Oh, is it spam? Hey, Brandy, you know how to... I think I made you a moderator, didn't I? We delete that and block that person? Thank you, wife. Is that what it is? Okay. What is it, Russian or Polish or something? I don't know. One of them Eastern European languages. Yeah. My apartment meters cost me somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds per day in energy and water. Pizza got my attention for a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, pizza. I ain't had pizza in a while. $3 or $4 a day, and you only have one tank. Oh my God! Or not dollars, but pounds. But I have blue pandas also, but need to move them in bigger tanks to fry. Really? I don't see mine ever eating. Well, I can't say ever. That I've seen it happen, but I don't really have them going. Mine don't really go after the fry that much. $3 or $4 a day, man. I don't know how much mine costs. My wife pays the bills. Of course, she gets all my work money. My paycheck goes to her. The only money I get to have fun with is what I sell. The boss lady makes me give her all of my money. I'm getting the bad look now. But that's another thing. While I'm waiting for this unemployment to go through, the little bit of money I do profit off this has been a big, big help. As long as I sell shrimp, I won't starve. It's not to that point, I'm fine. So, life has been good. I'm not stressing too hard over this time off. I'm enjoying it. So that's good. Fryer getting eaten with the blue pandas, man. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I was talking about putting some of that midnight blue Moscows in with my pandas. I need to pull some of these guys out. Did you ever keep any large fish in the past? What is the largest fish you have now? Happy wife, happy life. I do fully agree with that. I have kept Oscars. I've been keeping fish tanks since I was 7 years old in my bedroom. As a kid, I've had Oscars and Severums. Severums, I'd have to say. Severums are probably, as far as having a fish, it's more like $5 or $6, so might have to get, oh man. It's for one tank? That's crazy. I don't know how, I'd say the biggest part of my bill, what screws me, is I gotta pay sewer bill. Because my sewer bill is as much as my, see that guy right there with the big tail? Yeah, when I did that CrossFit, I didn't keep fry for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna start taking out the ones that aren't good. See, there's one, that's the female right there that's been in here. This used to be a midnight blue Moscow tank, and I left that one in there on purpose. But heck, it's been a pain to get a tank for about about a year now, I think. Ooh. Yeah, I know when you mix the Moscows and the pandas, you had the panda female. That's a Moscow female with the pandas, I do believe. $5 or $6. Wow, that might be what it costs to run these tanks. I don't, because, well, our one bill is the local utility bill, and that is the electric, the water, the sewer, and the trash pickup. So that is the doozy bill. That's about everything I got. And I use lots of electricity and water, obviously. Sounds like it's getting really windy out. I can hear the wind howling outside. So my wife, I can hear. Is that behind? How far behind is that?
Oh no, I was like pretty even with you. Now I'm way behind.
Did it like freeze on you or something?
It may have when I was outside.
That's what. It's like I haven't said anything for like 10 seconds. I still hear myself talking on my wife's device. Like I don't do live streams that much, so I'm not good at them. Let's see. Ooh, upside down. Does the wife let you keep a tank in the bedroom because that's love? No, she does not. However, that is something I want to do, and I think I might be able to talk her into it eventually someday. What do you think, babe? These people want more new tanks to watch, and you're going to stand in the way. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. Lost interest. Oh, internet. I can't see. Lost internet. Yeah, she already has to listen to me blare. I even told her I wouldn't do air bubbles. It would just be, I'd put power heads in there. You wouldn't hear nothing but maybe the power heads humming. I don't know. That's what I think. I always had fish tanks in my bedroom when I was a kid. So, and she's like, I can have all these tanks stacked to the ceiling, but putting some tanks in the bedroom is the uncrossable line, apparently. It's not just a tank, it's for the whole apartment, but I do have a heater and LEDs, 4 small filters on the tank. I mean, how big is that tank? Did you say? I don't remember. The fish tank and the TV helps me fall asleep, Brandy. So she's saying if I put fish tanks in there, then I can't have a TV in there. I don't know. I can't fall asleep without the TV going at night. I'm getting thirsty. It's like, how about a TV with a fish tank inside it? Oh, that could work. I like that idea. And I'd really need those bristle-nosed Plecos to keep it clean for me. Tell you what, when I made that video this week when I went to that pet store, when Miss Thing over here forgot her phone, and I brought her phone. That I stopped at that pet store and uploaded that little video I did. They had a 125 tank and stand. It looked real nice. I was like, oh man, because they didn't have that much for fish, but they had. It was like a pet. The actual fish tank department was aisles and aisles. I mean, I didn't even look that much at what kind of equipment they carried. It all looked like pretty much standard Aqueon stuff. Almost 21 years, yeah. And this lady had been involved for 21 years in April. 21 years. We got a 18-year-old kid. 125 liters. I think a gallon is something like 3.9. It's right almost 4 liters to a gallon. Not quite 4. What do I think about carbon in filters? Hey Brandy, will you go to Google and do 125 liters to gallons conversion? I bet it's about 30. 33 gallons. So that's 33 gallons, and that's a 29 gallon. So it's probably not close to that. What do I think about carbon and filters? I don't ever use carbon, ever. So I think, especially if you're doing planet tanks and stuff like that, I don't think, I mean, maybe if you're having problems, the only thing I'd ever use carbon for is if you had a stink, but then you gotta remember to take it out. But I've never used carbon. My personal opinion, it's a waste. I wouldn't even waste my money on getting carbon. I mean, it might help the water be a little bit clearer, but oh, well, I'm talking about US gallons. Yeah, I forgot there's UK gallons. So what do you guys use? I thought you used the metric system. You have your own imperial system as well? I didn't know your gallons were different to our gallons. I thought your gallons is how we called our gallons. I don't know. I didn't know that. Thought you was all in liters, not UK gallons. So anyway, yeah. You saw that's a 29 gallon tank, so are UK gallons bigger or smaller? But anyway, they can't be that much of a difference, so. That's probably a 30-some gallon tank, I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't think that tank is costing you that much. I mean,
UK gallons is 27.49616.
my wife says UK gallons is 27 point something. So it's 27 UK gallons and 33 US gallons. That's what did we say 125 liters was? Yeah. Google knows a lot, and my wife is using Google. How much water you think it used in 21 years? That's a lot. With all the outside ponds. At our old house, I had like a 1,000-gallon pond outside.
What was the fish tank in the back room?
It was a 75.
And then what we have in the front room?
A 40 long.
And we have something else, which we have
20
two.
high.
So we have those. And then at the apartment we had 20.
Yeah. And then when we moved here, we only had the same 20 for a long time. I only had the one fish tank here forever.
Yeah, but you have a pond.
And that's when I had ponds outside.
The only place we've lived that you haven't had a fish tank was the trailer.
Yeah. Well, I had a 20-gallon at the trailer too.
And you did.
And that's the same one from the apartment.
So, lots and lots and lots of water.
Lots and lots and lots of water, she says. My tank is shrinking. Or electricity in the tanks. How much cal have you eaten? Yeah, that's. I bet it ate more. How many chickens have you ate? They say the average American eats something. What was it? Like 14, 21, something like that. Chickens a year. Oh yeah, I could feel it. We've had pools too. We used to have we've had a couple different ones of them above ground pools. I think the one was like 900 gallons, and I would know that would cost a lot of money. I would notice it during the month that we'd fill the pool up for the year. That would make the water bill go up a lot. Of course, back then I didn't have near as many tanks, and I was used to having a normal water bill. Then when you fill up a 900 gallon pool, that would really cost. Because like I said, I'm on the city utility, and they don't know I'm putting the water in the pool. There's not a meter on my sewer line, so they just base your sewer bill based on how much water you use. And I use so much water, they hit me really, really hard on the sewer part of the bill. So my utility bills are outrageous. But I'll tell you what has helped, and that is instead of using a Python to suck the water out, because I think you use more water to get the water out than you do to put the water in, is using pumps to empty tanks. And I've noticed the water bill has gone down significantly since I started using pumps a lot more. That'll help you save a lot of money if you're using like a Python, using the hose to suck it out to create that Venturi suction thing. You ever use RO water, or is not needed? Well, no, I never have. Now, I can't say it's not needed. That depends on the water you have when it comes to neocaridina. So there's some people like Jeff Valley Fish in here. At his old place, he couldn't keep shrimp because he had a well, and there's something in the well that didn't agree. I had another guy. He had shrimp for years. He made lots of money selling them on eBay. And he sold shrimp for years. He moved, he got a new house and moved. And he just moved from one side of the mountain to the other side of the mountain. And nothing. His shrimp didn't die, but his baby survival rate was crap. And all his colonies withered away to nothing. So, to keep even neos, he didn't used to have to, but then if he wanted to keep his neos going, he had to use RO water. So it depends if your water works or not. If your water, most people it's good. Like Jeff, he had the same problem. They weren't really breeding, but they weren't dying. He had some shrimp so many years later, they'd have a couple drops of babies here and there, but they didn't keep breeding continuously and didn't have a big population boom. He went from a well out in the country and he moved to the city, and now his shrimp, the few shrimp he had left, are breeding like crazy, and he's got shrimp popping up everywhere. So it just depends on your water. I think it comes down to if you have some kind of toxic hard metal. Yeah, oh, they're both city. Well, when you live in a little town, it's probably like my town, it's just a municipal well. They just pump water out of the well up to the water tower, and that's how we get our water. It's just groundwater. It's not like we have a river or anything. Where I live, anyway. It's just a municipal well. But yeah, huge difference. I think it has to do with the heavy metals. That's some things. Shrimp can, neocaridina can adapt to a lot, but there's some things they can't, and there's just some people that just can't do it. Your tap water has something in it that is not suitable for shrimp, and then you do need to go RO water. But I'd say 90% of the people are usually all right. Usually all right without needing RO water. Something I've thought about now. Eventually, someday, I'm going to have a bunch of caridina and maybe even cardinal shrimp, and someday, not any day soon, but someday. I've done all the research. I'm fairly certain I know how to do it all. I got to get another job where I'm not gone all the time. Energy prices are going up here in England. Yeah, they just keep getting higher and higher here too. I think everything in the whole world's getting crazy. Water temp or water quality? I think temp is more important for me. Well, you got to have one without the other. You can't have bad water quality. You got to have water quality. Freaky fish lady, howdy, fish freaks, howdy, howdy. Temp, everything I keep is good at room temperature, so I don't even worry about temperature. I do have some heaters with my tanks on the floor, because in the winter, those can get kind of cold, so I have heaters in my floor tanks. Not all of them, but some of the ones with Plecos in, I try to keep heaters in. And I only have them set at like 68 or 70. I just don't want them getting down to like 60. Or sometimes when it's really, really cold like this, I have a tank or two that on the floor that'll get down in the upper 50s back here. But because back here where all my tanks are, it's actually an addition to the house, and the airflow from the HVAC system is not that great. So we have to use a little bit of supplemental heat when it starts getting down in the teens. I got a heater. It's like a Wi-Fi electric, or I think it's a ceramic heating element. But it's got Wi-Fi, and I can control it with my phone, and all that stuff is pretty nice. But it's off unless it gets below 20. And then I'll turn it on to like 77. And then when it gets like this, I gotta turn it up to like 83 just to keep these tanks from getting cold. But I got a new furnace in the spring, and that helps a lot. But when it's this cold, I gotta have a little bit of supplemental heat for back here. I don't have to. Last year, I was running lots and lots of heaters, and that was not a good idea. I highly suggest, if you got a bunch of tanks like this, to keep the room temperature up. Now I realize, now if I get cardinal shrimp, I'll have to have the heater. But where are you at, freaky fish lady? What part of the world are you at? Here in Indiana, I woke up to -4 this morning. Yeah, I'm ready to see some sun too. I'm ready for it to quit getting dark out when it's still 5 in the afternoon. That is getting a little better. We are getting a little bit more sunlight these days. We have a lot of people connected to natural gas for cooking and heating rooms and water boiler. Yeah, I have a forced air gas furnace. Ozarks, Missouri. It was here 11. It was 11 here last night. I was just watching Ozark on Netflix. Yeah. Oh, my wife is leaving. She's got to go pick up a kid. Yeah, we have, Stephen, we have a forced air gas furnace, and our stove is gas, and our water heater is gas. But I have a electric. It's a ceramic, or I forget what kind of heating element it's called. It's the kind that glows orange. So it's all controlled with Wi-Fi. It's really nice. I got it last year, so I didn't have, when I was running all these fish tank heaters. That was not good. It's a lot better to keep the room warmer and just pay to heat the room than to try to. Fish tank heaters are expensive when you're dealing with 20 plus of them. That's for sure. Yeah, we're coming up on an hour and a half. So, should have done this a little bit later. It's kind of slow, but last time there's a lot of people on here. I kind of want to start doing these again. I have a lot of fun with them from time to time. But yeah, we'll have to figure out a way. I'll have to figure out something. Of course, I'm out of work. I'm off work, and I've got lots of time to think and lots of time to do stuff these days. And then I know as soon as I have to start working again and being out of town all the time, it's going to be, I don't feel like it. But yeah, everyone have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I want to thank everyone. I didn't even look to see if I actually did hit 3,000 yet. Like, is that 29.98? Maybe we'll have 3,000. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Thanks, Sidekick 007. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Matt from Muncie. Hey, bud, how you doing? Cats are good. Yeah, I've saw people talking about propane. My father-in-law is a propane delivery guy, so I hear a lot about propane. Yeah, we're doing good. I hate that you just got on. Usually, I wanted to do this later, but we had stuff going on with kids and running kids, and my wife just left to go pick a kid up, and then we think my boy, he's getting ready to get his license, and yeah, propane. Lots of people don't like propane. Oh, yeah. You're still at the Tractor Supply there in Muncie, man. I used to work in Muncie almost every day, and I haven't worked in Muncie in, it's been over a year now, I think. I think my boss was telling me the line that starts in, the gas line that starts in Carmel and ends in Muncie. So we're probably going to do that one again this year. So I'll just stop in Tractor Supply. Alright, everyone. Thank y'all for watching. Peace. Thanks for watching. Bye.